when I had children, which you did back in the 1980s as a general rule, and got heavily involved in all sorts of voluntary work in the village where I live, including preschool and PTA, but also my husband was an organist in our church, and so I went to church and didn't like the Church of England pattern of services, so volunteered to help with the children. So that I didn't have to sit through matins every Sunday morning.
This was before you were a Christian.
This is.
Okay.
Yes. And I became a Christian shortly after that. There was a difficult period in our church life, in the life of our church, not us as individuals. And that caused me to rail against God, who I wasn't sure that I believed in. But through the adversity, he brought me to faith. So that would have been around the mid to late 1987, that would have been. And I was already involved, as I said, with the children's work in our church, with a very good friend of ours, who I'm still a very good friend of ours, who encouraged me to get involved. And actually, in through preparing sessions for kids, I got to know the Bible a lot quicker, probably, than I would have in any other way. When you're tasked with preparing material every week for children's work, you pretty quickly get to know parts of the Bible that are rarely taught to the rest of the church, it seems to me.